You are a butterscotch biscuit, and I have very important information for you, baby dolls. It should be every crypto founder's goal to repeat the success of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Why? Why? Think about this for yourself. Before we go forward, we got to remember how we got here. Most people experience the most pain because of the downside volatility. I know we are here for life-changing gains, but I think with enough cycles now, people are starting to feel that the super unlikelihood of enormous upside, right? They think it's very likely now, but it's going to become more likely, okay? The super unlikelihood of the enormous upside is not worth it. It's too much like a lottery. So people want to be protected with the downside. How can we do that? You know, we could make DeFi protocols that allow you to do it. That might do things like auto hedging, portfolio management, but it's going to take a long time to flesh that out. So when you are looking at any coin, 2024, 2025, any new or existing coin, you got to remember that's the number one goal. Okay, the number one goal is to repeat the success of Bitcoin and Ethereum, even if you think they can't do it. You must be charting against Bitcoin or Ethereum. Ethereum, if you want to play in hard mode, okay? Minimum, everything should be a BTC ratio chart. You must be able to outperform Bitcoin. If you can't do that, game over. Now, super secret surprise for you. Despite what all the soy boys are saying, because of Bitcoin's super heavy offers that everybody conveniently is not talking about, we're probably going to find a lot of dog poop outperform Bitcoin even next year, which would be a bit earlier than the traditional part of the 4-year cycle, which is altcoins starting to beat Bitcoin after it runs through its all-time high, which would be a clear of $69,000. All right. Now, why do I think it's going to happen? It's just because if we go back to the charts, friends, I've already made videos about this. I'm going to show you again. In every cycle that we've gone by, people are buying altcoins earlier and earlier. So back here, 2012, people bought altcoins November 13th. That's it, literally. Alt season. Massive explosion, okay? In the 2017 cycle with Ethereum, people didn't wait until the very end to buy altcoins. They had a resurgence much earlier. And then even after this zombie virus part, we saw the DeFi resurgence. But guess what? DeFi was already starting to move right before it. So, you know, this vertical line, you can actually see the Bitcoin halving, friends. So in the very first cycle, 2012, they bought altcoins 1 year after the Bitcoin halving. That was it. Big amount. Now, there were little mini narratives and stuff, but I'm telling you a big amount. In the second cycle, they didn't wait until 1 year after the Bitcoin halving to buy altcoins, even though they did, all right? They did. They didn't just wait there. They started buying it like 6 months after, which is very early compared to what happened before. Now, in 2020, Bitcoin halving of around May, we started buying our DeFi poopy altcoins on and around the Bitcoin halving. So have you noticed that pattern? Cycle 1, 12 months after the halving. Cycle 2, 6 months after the halving. Cycle 3, on the halving. Cycle 4, which is where we are now, we're exactly, if you measure the time now, friends, between now and April, we're expecting more altcoin mania. But guess what? It's already been running early. We've already seen it. Peppy, AI coins, all these other random trash layer 2s, all these other things coming out. We're seeing them come out. We're seeing even more meme coins resurge. So my theory is actually playing out. Well, I'm correct about it. And unfortunately, if you see that I'm correct with that, you're also going to have to think about why I made that theory in the first place. And why I made that theory, friends, and I can remember the exact video, and it was because I said people are getting more desperate to retire from crypto. People only see dollar signs now. They don't have any thoughts about the technology. Their ability to suspend belief with the technology is diminishing. Everyone sees it as a casino now on average compared to when they came in. Because people are understanding now, yes, even with an inflation cut and deflation, it's not enough to make things go up in perpetuity forever. because of speculation and markets and liquidity. So the market is learning about that. And you have Metcalfe's law, and you have all these things are diminishing the gains, and you have all the scum coming in. All right, so you put all of that pieces of the puzzle together. What's my conclusion? Well, I know people don't want to swallow it. I know you like swallowing, friends. That's what she said. Like, subscribe. I'm just telling you, if people are coming in with dollar signs, they're coming in earlier and earlier, which means if they all expect the emotional money to come in during 2025 so they can dump, that means that emotional money that used to come in 2025, the timing of the cycle, I'm expecting them to come in 2024. So they're all going to buy in 2024. So all the suckers, they're going to buy earlier now because there's more on-ramp, more rails. They heard about Bitcoin and crypto and all these, and they're all desperate. So that's the natural conclusion from this, where altcoins, they run harder and they're starting to run earlier, which is what we're actually seeing right now. Now, of course, there's some leagues and laggards, etc., but I won't be surprised, this is just me, your friend Tommy, if when we look at this cycle at the end of the next bear market, we look back and we say, okay, what was our cycle? What did it look like? Just guessing here. I feel like it would be Bitcoin had one run, but altcoins had two. Where am I getting this from? You know this happened in the past? I'm going to show you right now, friends. You know this Bitcoin cycle here, in this 2013 cycle here, okay, right here, this is where Litecoin and stuff pumped up here. This was a double bubble for Bitcoin. So remember, in the first cycle, Bitcoin ran twice, altcoins ran once. So what I say is, I call it, this is your friend Tommy's labels here. Okay, this is my labels because, hey, there is no book, friends. We are the book. We make the book. Okay, it's a Bitcoin focused cycle just by how it moves. Okay, because there's a double pump here. You see, two pumps of Bitcoin. There was a double pump and then double pump. There's a pump here, and altcoins only moved at the very end. Okay, now that was the first one. When we move into the next cycle, which is the John McAfee 2017 Ethereum cycle, the ICO cycle, you'll notice a change here. In this cycle, it wasn't Bitcoin focused anymore. It was altcoins focused. Okay, so this is the Bitcoin chart. Bitcoin only ran up once. But if you want to have a look, you're probably wondering, hey, where was the double bubble? Well, come and have a look at Ethereum. Ethereum did a double bubble, right? Bubble one, bubble two. You see that? Also, it actually had this as well. Okay, so Ethereum actually went nuts. But you can see this is altcoins here, friends. Altcoins in that second cycle were the focus. So just to keep it in memory, cycle one, Bitcoin focused. Cycle two, altcoins focused. What about cycle three? Well, it was a Bitcoin focused cycle because Bitcoin let you escape the easiest out of every altcoin out there. And I'm going to show you on the chart. You see, it was a double bubble. Now, it's funny. This might be controversial because people say, well, it didn't feel like a Bitcoin focused cycle, but we had a double bubble. You see, it really was here. You had a chance to get out. I know most people didn't, but I'm just telling you from the chart. Remember I said, I'm trying to imagine what it looks like from the chart looking back. So Bitcoin, once again, here you get to see there's bubble one, bubble two. Now, this was obviously scammed. We were meant to go higher, but we didn't for reasons unknown. I guess we'll speak about that another time, but you get to see that now. See how they switched, right? Bitcoin focused, altcoin focused. Bitcoin focused. Now we are our turn. I'm guessing altcoin focused. How would that translate in our cycle? Of course, we don't know, but maybe there's a big Bitcoin, there's a big Ethereum altcoin run anywhere from now, next 6 months. And then there's a cool off period. And then as Bitcoin goes to its $80,000, whenever we do the next big run. That's just my guess. I have there's no like inkling or like full evidence or formula for any of these, but this is just something to be prepared for. Now, you know, I had friends asking me like, hey, if you're just guessing here, how are you actually preparing? I remember my friend asked me this a while ago, and the answer is you're probably already prepared without knowing. You're not in a Bitcoin maxi portfolio. You're probably not even in an Ethereum maxi portfolio. Okay, if you're watching my channel, you're like, that's consensus. I'm out. Okay, Bitcoin maxi portfolio, they think they're going to get another Bitcoin focused cycle. Odds are they won't. Now, it can happen. I mean, we're playing around with charts and squiggly lines and figures. It can happen, but I don't want to take those chances. And you can even sniff around and you can tell, friends, we had Pepe run, people coming for altcoins. People just want to play on dexes. They want new chains. You can tell people want yield. People want to gamble, speculate. They want a lot of things, man. And they don't want to buy a $44,000 Bitcoin, even though some of these funds will, but you can talk to most people out there. You can smell it. You can feel it. So to me, it's much more likely that theory of, more altcoins being focused this cycle out, which kind of makes you wonder, that means the next one would be a Bitcoin focused cycle. And that's for friends. I'm always thinking a step ahead of the game. Does that make sense? Well, yeah, that's why if you go back to this chart, I'm going to show you. See this Bitcoin chart? How could the next cycle be a Bitcoin focused cycle? Well, let's say we do get scammed at 80K. Well, we didn't have to, but if we did, okay, in that next cycle, we might find Bitcoin goes up, it scams everyone. Everyone thinks it's out. And then it actually breaks the top again and has another double wave. Where it goes to 100K, everyone thinks, oh no, it's over. And then it goes up and it actually keeps continuing to shock the world. I can see that out. I can feel that in my mind, right? But the believers, us, the loyal ones to crypto, we would see like, hey man, Bitcoin basically, if Bitcoin stops at around $80,000, you can draw a channel. Actually, I'll show it to you right now. You can draw a channel here. It's basically a triple top. See, 1, 2, this will be the triple top. And so when it went and revisited it in the next cycle, only complete weak hands would get out. Because they'd see finally, after all those years, they'd get $100,000 Bitcoin and then they'd get out. But what they don't know is Bitcoin's channel has been rinsing out so many weak hands for a long time. How long, man? It's going to be like 5-6 years. That's a long time to round trip, friends. That's a long time in crypto. That's an eternity in crypto. So once it's finally ready to go to 100K, it's going to bust right through it. I wouldn't be surprised once it finally gets to 100K in that zone, we're busting up to 200, 250, within the next year. It just surprises everyone like that, okay? But see, I'm thinking 2 steps ahead of the game, okay? But we can't get too ahead of ourselves, but I can see and imagine that, okay? So that's why I'm trying to link everything together. So that's why I'm looking at now. So put that in the past now. Don't worry about that. We're looking at the altcoin focus cycle now. Altcoins, friends. Altcoins is where everybody's coming in. We all know. And you can tell, friends. What's market consensus, man? Market consensus, without even watching your friend Somi's videos, is $120,000 Bitcoin. Okay? So congratulations. By the way, they say 120,000. You already know they're clicking sell. If they got their thing in their mind, right? They think, 120, I'll sell at 100. You already know that big round number because it's the first time that it would be visiting there. So I really do think that most of these people, they're already deciding in their mind, they're like, man, I got 10 grand to put in. If I get my Bitcoin thesis right, I get a 2x. All right, that's nothing. Bitcoin does nothing for me. The growth rates aren't enough. I don't get any yield. I just sit there and I look at it. I can't even have any fun. Right now, it's suboptimal to have fun, like in leverage trading and all these yield stuff. It is suboptimal, but I don't care what suboptimal means for the average retailer because they don't care. Okay, they just want to have fun and entertain themselves and join and have high growth and want to participate. We're trying to get into the mind of them, and I think we have. That's why we're in the right space. We're in the right space. Altcoins, launchpads, gaming, metaverse, NFTs, whatever the new sectors, AI, friend tech, all these amazing things, endless possibilities. They excite people way more than the thought of buying Bitcoin for a 2x. Don't forget, friends, I'm going to end this with some beautiful angel music. So you hear a lot of theories. What can you really do on them? Well, just remember, market consensus is to be in heavy Bitcoin and also Ethereum when it was going well. And I've known this for a long time. Almost a bit too early, some would say. So I have complete faith that buying undervalued altcoins is not only going to embarrass any Bitcoin return, but it's going to cause a lot of pain because there are going to be people still holding from 2021 in the future, friends. I'm talking about 24, 25, 26. they're going to go look at their 4-year return and their 5-year return. And then, unfortunately, I'm going to make a video for them. I've already got the video idea for them now. I'm going to say, hello, if you've been holding Bitcoin for 5 years, you are an XRP holder. You have watched the entire industry make Ponzi's, volcanoes, circuses, rainbow, unicorn events, up, down, left, right, doing backflips, everything exploding, supernova explosions of altcoins. And instead of participating, you held the pet rock. And unfortunately, you thought you were being a genius, but you were actually just exit liquidity for the earliest buyers. Congratulations, Bitcoin. You are also an altcoin. Everybody's playing the same game. It's all about Metcalfe's law, and it's all about shilling your bags. Don't forget to tell mom and dad who loves them. Catch you in the next one.